Alright, time for the next installment of the Beginner's Guide series. Today I will be playing some ZAC into a Lee Sin, which is the most ideal initially at least. Because it's the champ that has potential to invade or play aggressive early, I'll pick the health potion up. But if it's not, then you don't have to. ZAC is fairly healthy and is clear with his blobs and stuff for sustain. So you should be fine on that for the most part, but you can obviously still pick the HP potion if you want to. It's like a little bit safer, I suppose. Okay, Flash Force. Actually, oh, I might just stick around here, you know. Don't mind me too much. They're gonna be playing for my blue buff, so that's fine. I'll just start red. There's no reason to recall here. The early game is definitely much stronger. So if they do go for the start here, I can't fight it. There's no point. So yeah. Now for the beginner series, there is a playlist in the description that you can check out. That has the champions there that you are looking for potentially. If they're not there yet, they most likely will be. So I upload daily. Be sure to subscribe. And yeah. Now the biggest and really only thing you have to remember for ZAC clearing is just pick up your blobs when your W is on cooldown. And that's about all. That is quite literally about it. For the rest, you don't have to worry about too much. I'm not initially rushing to his blue buff here at all. Because the thing is, let's say he takes my blue, right? He goes for my Gromp here, sure. That's fine. I don't hit like a quick level 3 in his jungle when initially going for it right here. If I finish this camp off first, I can then go for his blue buff here now. Because now I also know he goes for my Gromp right here. So I know he's going to stick more time into the bolt. This was the type of player that would have gone blue to blue. Like straight run through mid. I might be in a little bit of trouble. So I stall with one camp. But that also means I hit level 3 off of this camp. So I'll have my E ability as well. So I stall like a camp here. See what he does. Because I had vision. He seemed to have been going for the... Oh, this is going to be bad for them. They have to be careful. That's exactly what I thought. But yeah, I have a little bit of time. That's very obvious, and my bot lane really should never have died to that one, but that's a very unfortunate double death. Oh well. My bot lane heavily disrespected there. I'm gonna do his wolves first now, instead of doing his Gromp right away, because I have some extra time. He's gonna go for like his red buff and stuff, so I'm just gonna take the deeper camp first, because this is the more risky one to take, I suppose. It is what it is for the early game. Generally just going for normal full clear is how you would start it out, but, you know, didn't get the chance for that one this game. Lee Sin does have a kill assist here, which is a bit of an issue. That bot lane death is extremely unfortunate for, like, the state of the game for me. Gonna have to deal with a much stronger Lee Sin much sooner. Pick this up. Cool. Ganking Mundo with a Gangplank is very difficult because Mundo passive kind of cancels out any kind of like engaged CC I could have on him. I have to land both my E and my Q to be able to get any type of CC on him, which is not the best thing. But Lee Sin is back to bot lane ganks. I think that's another kill for him. Actually, nope. He almost died even. Lee Sin's going pretty aggressive here. I don't really have much room to do super aggressive things as ZAC in the early game because you need levels. Your E skills with levels, or like your range on its skills with levels. So it's quite crucial to get some levels, especially like initially a full clear. Hit that with the minion. She doesn't have much mana actually. That's kind of a problem. She also doesn't have Ignite. Oh no, I played like she had Ignite. I'm stupid. Oh well, I guess it forces Talia. The Syndra had no mana there, which was obviously the main problem, sadly. Pushes into the turret here. I should have gone for that extra auto attack. Kind of played like she had Ignite. And she was just going to use it. I didn't check. That's completely my bad, obviously. But yeah. Check the Raptors here. I was able to take. That's good. That probably should have been a kill on mid. I definitely could have gone a bit more aggressive on that move. Ooh, Scuttle is here. Kind of figured it would be with the way Lee Sin played, so figured I'd check. We're getting through like the stage where like initial problem stage. The moment ZAC hits level 5, he gets enough range on his E to where ganks become very good. But yeah, initially past this stage, you know. So we are looking good now. For ZAC's abilities, I mean, his Q can be used in several ways. You can... The most, like, easy one for, like, certain things. If you're close enough to an enemy champion and you're, like, close enough to a minion or a monster, you can hit it on the minion or monster first, since that's a guaranteed land, and then you can just auto-attack the champion for, like, a free hit on it. If you are, like... If they are trying to run from you, you're gonna have to hit it on them first, then hit it on the minion to bounce it back. That's the main thing. E, the more levels you put in, the more range it gets. Pretty straightforward ability. And with your W, the only real thing you have to note is try to pick up your blobs when your W is on cooldown. It does maximum HP damage. So, yeah, that's about all. Pretty simple, straightforward kit, really. I think the biggest skill of ZAC kit is definitely the uses of your Q. And I suppose picking up your blobs as well. But, yeah. I have a lot of gold here, so I definitely want to back first here. We're going to build CDR boots on the first recall every time. And then if you have enough money for Dark Seal, pick that up. If you don't, well, don't. But Dark Seal's great. It gives a lot of AP. ZAC is very good with AP. Still, like some AP, not just full AP. I mean, you could go full AP, but you die so fast that it'd just be an interesting choice. GP has ult. He's looking for that. My top lane camps are respawning. We're just going to keep it a little bit consistent here. For the early game stages, at least. Looking for certain ganks. Mundo is very difficult to gank, so that's really not going to be a gank. But I'm going to clear towards bot side here. If I can make something happen there, potentially. Use my E between camps here as well to get those distances. Okay. Does the enemy die off? That's the question. He does not. I'm going to use my E here until this, and then just E towards this. Still have my potion here. Didn't really have to use it. I'm definitely going to run bot lane right after this camp. As you can see right here, we're clearing towards bot. We're just ignoring top lane for the rest of this game. We don't need to be top lane at all, ever. Because it's not going to be a gank situation for me for the most part anyway. And now I have enough points in my E to where my E range kind of reaches over the wall, which makes this gank much easier. There we go. Land this, land that. And then we ult, bounce. Perfect. Counter gank situation. You need to, like, what I'm doing here is I'm blocking the Q from the Lee. There we go. I was making sure he could not hit it on the Jhin. He wasn't level 6 yet. There wasn't a giant risk that Jhin was going to be able to, like, die to it. But I know I can't die to Lee Sin ever there because I still have a passive as well. So I was trying to position myself between the Lee Sin and the Jhin to guarantee that my Jhin doesn't die. It's a little bit sketch here. I mean, I could solo this. It takes me a while, though. Especially since my Syndra recalled, this became very, very scary right away. If Lee Sin rushes this, I could potentially lose the dragon. Looks like Talia also recalled, so I guess I'm kind of okay. This is a level up, so I definitely want to, like, try to get this if I can. I'm amazed that my bot lane stayed. Like, they should have taken a recall ages ago. I got an extra point in there, and we just try the same gank again, I suppose. Walk with the sweeping trinket in here. Walk them together. Should be fine. I'm making sure that he dies off that hit, because if she gets, like, that extra hit on that, that could be a problem. There we go. Please back now, I beg of you. I use Smite there just to guarantee the death. Like, I need her to not get an extra hit off that could potentially get a kill shot. And that would not be worth it, obviously. We see the Lee Sin on top side. He might be taking my camps here, which would be okay, I suppose. I'm going to clear my bot side right now. That bot lane gank, by the way, that, like, over-the-wall gank is very, very good to do. In a lot of situations, people won't be expecting it. It's pretty free. Good rotation from Nami right there. Keep it consistent for now. We're looking pretty good. 4 out of 5 KP. Not bad. Keep keep my clearing going. ZAC, like, again, levels on ZAC are very important. You don't want to miss out on your clear. I see a lot of ZAC players as well. Actually just perma-gank, which, if they fail consistently over and over and over again, you're going to fall so far behind in XP, and then ganks become more and more difficult. He probably greets for plate here, right? Bounce her back in. I should be fine here. She's dead. Alright. Syndra gets the kill. I suppose that's fine. Decent. She went for the third plate greet, so we finish her off here. The stopwatch was a little bit of a surprise, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't check for that, but yeah. Not too bad overall. We had some time there. Gangplank's getting solo kills. That's what we like to see. It's like the one lane we don't really gank or want to gank for. Just because it's Mundo. Like, if it was anything else that would, like, actually get CC'd properly, I wouldn't really have that much of an issue ganking it here or there. But because it's Mundo, I just kind of like, no, I might have to respond to this one, eh? Looking together. Please die. Oh, you are kidding me. At least I was able to finish him off. That one really like stinks though. I don't know, man. That's a little sketch. I also had a lot of gold there, so obviously taking the fight is not too great. I will admit that straight away. But yeah, didn't get to kill the Trist as nearly as quickly as I thought we would. I actually thought we'd have much more damage on her there. But realistically, that's my bad, because I had a lot of, like, if you have a lot of gold in your inventory and you make plays like this is actually a pretty bad play. Because if it goes right, then of course it goes right, like, sure. But if it goes wrong, you're just giving a shutdown for no reason when you could have, like, an entire extra item, which, you know, doesn't make too much sense. So I wouldn't really recommend it as much. In that situation specifically, I thought we had enough damage to just quickly kill Trist. I was clearly mistaken, but that's the thought I had there. I could really use a snack so yeah, generally say don't risk it, but if you want to risk it, then be prepared to deal with the consequences, I suppose. You know, don't like blame anything but yourself for going into a fight with 3,000 gold. All there really is to say about it, you know. I never skip breakfast. I see Natalia here. Dude, where the hell is my Syndra at? Dude, she has ult as well. Oh my god, man. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I should not rely on my Syndra again. That's my bad. In this situation, we see Talia all the way over here. All Syndra has to do is walk down. But she didn't. So I cannot... I essentially can't trust her anymore. That happens to you once from a player on your team, and then you never do it again. Because in that situation, realistically, Syndra should have been in a position where the Talia never should have been able to, like, walk out of the river alive. But nothing I can do about it. That was trust, misplaced trust. That will happen, especially lower elos. Like, the higher elo you go, the less that's going to happen. The Talia's just dead in any situation there. But again, lower elos. And this is why I play these in lower elos, the beginner series as well, because those things will happen here much more frequently. So yeah, we don't trust Syndra again for the rest of this game to react to anything, essentially. That's just the lesson we have learned. Those lessons are important to learn as well. Like, you notice it once, and after that you just have to, like, stick to that. Because that's also a way to lose the game. Lee Sin's getting pretty fed here, but the good thing is Lee Sin doesn't scale very well, and I do, so I'm not that worried about it. Let's make sure I keep my clearing going here. Okay, he used Herald bot lane. We're just gonna sprint bot lane here. Use this E right now. At some distance, the E cooldown is low enough. I can use the plant here to get there faster as well. And my E should be up in time to reach here, I think. And you are serious, wow. And she walked into it as well. Talia with the rotations once again. Well, very good kill, actually. Oh, I'm dead. Ah, yes. Okay. Very respectable play from Talia here being there. I respect it. Are we going for Even Shroud first here? Mythic item-wise on ZAC, it is between Even Shroud and Radiant Virtue. Personally, Even Shroud, I think Even Shroud's better. It does tremendous damage for ZAC in team fights. You can easily get like 1,000, 2,000 damage in a single team fight. I've had games where that item had like 8,000 damage at the end of the game. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Radiant Virtue, however, is the other option you have there. It's basically between those two. So if you don't like Even Shroud, or if your support builds Even Shroud, because they don't stack very well, then definitely build the Radiant Virtue. Had a couple deaths here. Not ideal. Some very good plays from Talia, honestly. Some less optimal plays for my mid laner, but those things will happen. For me right now, I'm just going to make sure I try to hit level 11 here. Try to see if I can get this dragon as well. Keep it consistent. No clue where Lee Sin is currently. Okay, he's topside. That means I get a free dragon. That's cool. I have another smite, so I can use it here. Start up the dragon, because we see Lee Sin topside. Knock her into this. Hit CC. Bounce. And then we ult right away. And then we kill this guy. Perfect. Going for the optimal CC lock there. Lee Sin's still top lane, so it's going to be pretty free. Not going to use my smite here, because I kind of want to go into Lee Sin's bot side right now. Take all I can from him there. Because I can never go towards top side here fast enough, right? So there's no point in doing that. In this situation, I could just trade as much as I can into his bot side camps. Before his bot side camps, while he does something top. If it's threats here, it is. Kind of like I figured. I'm holding on my smite here in case I need to use it for something. Tristana's pushing all the way up in mid lane. Suppose I'll smite this then. Take all these camps real quick. Not sure what my team's currently up to, but... Cut off this Nami. About here should be fine. My Syndra's not walking forward once again. Interesting. Well... Nope, don't get hit by that. That should be good. Perfect. Got the dragon, got a bunch of farm off Lee Sin's bot side while he went for the top side play, so I'm actually gaining a very substantial lead here, as you can see. Lee Sin's been pressuring for ganks, like constantly. I've done my fair share of ganks for sure, but he is going for it, you know what I mean? Like, there is a clear difference there. Let's see, can I get this in time? Oh god, oh no, oh, rip the cannon, man. Sad life. Damn. Oh well. Sin's going for the farm, I suppose, so I'll go recall. Got my Even Shroud here. It's very cheap as well. That's the benefit of this item too. It's only 2,500 gold. So picking this up at this stage is like generally extremely doable. I have quite a bit of magic damage here. I'm just going to go for the... Actually, you know, this one makes a lot of sense here. I'm just going to build the armor first because I already have a decent amount of HP. And the Lee Sin is the most fed champion on their team right now and he does physical damage. So we're going to go for the armor first. Basically, the items I'm looking for are Sunfire and Spirit Visage as like resistance items. They are a very good combination. They give a lot of armor. Like obviously, the Spirit Visage is extremely good on ZAC because it increases all healing, which works really well with ZAC passive. So there's ZAC passive, ZAC's blobs. So, ooh, my team actually lost that fight. Probably doing Gromp, eh? Not even doing Gromp. It's gonna be... I probably should have done the Herald... Can I finish this off in time? It's gonna hard despawn at 55 seconds. I should have started it sooner. I was thinking about it, but the second my GP died, I was like... Oh, I'm gonna get collapsed on if I do this. I don't know if I'm finished this in time now. I think I should have just committed to it. I hesitated too hard, and I don't think I finished it now because of that. Trying to do this as fast as physically possible. It's hard despawns at 55. Oh, we barely got it. Barely in time for that one. There's the Baron respawn. Okay, decent. Interesting. Very good flash from the enemy Talia. Very good Zonias as well. Good survival there. I'm gonna protect him here. I have to like kind of walk up to make sure he doesn't get cancelled or bubbled out of it. I respect it. It was an extremely good like survival play there from Natalia. Going in on this. That was just a step too far there. ZAC's E range is colossal. I'm gonna use the Herald right away. Because they're on one man down, so we can just hard shove here with Herald. Fine. Okay. Going on Lee Sin here. I'm playing this as slow as possible. Like, there's no reason for me to rush into anything here. Just play it slow. See what's going to go on with the enemy team. Make sure the Herald gets his bounces off. It's the big thing, you know. There we go. Good Herald bounce. This Herald pressure is already insane. Like, we're just running him down right now. We probably can't end the game because respawn timers are just not optimal for it. But this one Herald that I just used right now with that play on mid, that's like the entire thing. I don't think we can definitely not end here. That was a very, very, very good push, but my team then got too greedy. Killing the entire Nexus there when the enemy team had like 2 seconds on them at this stage in the game would have been too much to ask for. And my team just kind of gave 2 deaths for no reason because of it. We should be able to Dragon quick enough, I think, before the enemy team gets here. Because Lee Sin isn't sprinting for it, so realistically it should be fine. Wait for my team to hit it first, so I don't get insta-bounced. Sweep here. Wait for his Q to time out. And then we do it. There we go. Use my ult here. There we go. Right there, we wait for that Q to time out. We also want to make sure we block the Q on Dragon. Oh, I hate that. That's so annoying. That's so much XP lost right there for absolutely no reason. Junglers gain additional XP for jungle camps. Like, you gain like an extra 60, I believe, or 80 XP on that camp right there over the other guy. Kind of annoying, especially since I just donated him a bunch of kills. But I guess it is what it is. Finish this off, hit the level up at least before I go back on, like before I actually recall. I want to get this level up. So we get the Sunfire here. Beautiful. Good money for it. And next item I'll go for... I mean, you can upgrade your Dark Seal, absolutely. Especially at this stage. Like, you can, like, delay it. Do it later, obviously, like right here. Perfectly fine. Because ZAC's... It's definitely difficult to die on ZAC for the most part. So this is one of those situations where I actually would recommend the Magi's. You can pick it up slightly earlier. You can pick it up a lot later, and that's up to you. But ZAC just has tons of survivability. There's really not that much to worry about. For the most part, at least. Oh, she just jumped. She's dead here. He should be dead already. I'm not going to delay anything there. We're just going to go as quick as possible into that one. I'm going to ult here. This way I put pressure on him. That also means he can't dash through me. This escape path from this guy is crazy. Hit the ward with it, so he gets CC'd for that. We then insta Baron. Because Lee Sin's now dead, which means Baron's just instantly for us. Enemy jungler dies in a situation like this, you always insta Baron. If you kill the enemy jungler, always insta Baron. Because there's nothing they can do about it now. Tristana walked up, she jumped up to the minion wave even. She risked everything there. My smite should be up in time. We don't have the most Baron DPS because Jhin is pretty bad at it due to his limited auto attacks. I don't know what Syndra's doing, to be honest, but I guess that is besides the point. Cool. I actually think this is the perfect time to build my Magi's on the recall. I will do it here, and then the last item I have to get right now is just Spirit Visage. For the increase in healing and the magic resist, of course. I'm gonna use the portals here on both sides to try to get on the map a lot quicker. My GP just died, so I'm just gonna go knock... I'm not gonna take the auto portal. I was initially planning to if my GP was gonna survive that. But now I'll just clear this out and then go and shadow my my bot lane on mid. Good. Very solid. Just be in like close proximity-ish. You don't have to be like right there, because you have obviously a lot of range. That is the Mundo annoyance, but his passive. I don't have the most magic resist at the moment. I have some because of this, obviously, but don't have the most, so I definitely have to be a bit careful. Hopefully this guy doesn't mess with me here. What you can do with ZAC is just like go for a camp, hit it all the way here, and then just use all your blobs to heal yourself back to full. If you get poked a little bit, which is kind of nice. Aggressive place. Not enough range on that one. I mean, I've given my Jin a lot of kills, so it's good that he's doing well. And did I just... I got instantly CC'd there. Finish him off. Perfect. Oh. Oh, the inhibitor respawn. I was wondering why we weren't just ending the game there. This is fine. Just end the game now. And we are looking good. So yeah, that is it for ZAC. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like button below. And we will move into the endgame stats now. Alright, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 16.3k damage, which isn't the most. A lot of ZAC's damage, like especially mid to late game team fights, you're gonna do tons and tons of damage there. So you can, like, this really goes up fast. But also I had 3 massive damage dealing champions on my team. So, I mean, you're still playing the tank role more so don't focus too much on how much damage you did at ZAC. As long as it's not absolutely abysmal, you know. Kind of surprised Syndra did this much, but then again, I suppose she kind of ran it down for some damage in certain situations, so somewhat makes sense, I suppose. But yeah. True damage 800, which is smite. Objective damage at 45k. This is a big one. Try to like get the Herald control, get the Dragon control. This is very important. The more you can do that, the better. If you are the winning jungler, this should always be the highest stat as well. Because at that point, if you want, like, let's say I won the game and I had like Lee Sin's total damage to objectives, that would be terrible. That would be absolute. Like, I either got really lucky with some kind of crazy, like, insane comeback or something, but otherwise, like, it just means straight up that you don't control dragons, that you don't go for Rift Heralds, that you have absolutely no control over your objectives, and that will lead to a lot of defeats. So this is a very easy stat to tell if you are doing well as a jungler or not. So definitely look at this one every single time. Healing done at 30.2k. Obviously, ZAC does tons of healing, so not very surprising there. Damage taken, which is my main role this game, especially this game, because I had tons of damage dealers on my team, at 31.1k, which is really good. And then combine that with self-mitigated damage at 38k-ish as well. So the combination of that, alongside doing a respectable amount of damage, you know, it's not that much this game. It can be insane in other games. Like, let's say a 35-minute game, you can easily get like 50-60k damage on this champion, which is why ZAC is like one of the best tank junglers in the entire game, because you also do a lot of damage. You are very disruptive and incredibly hard to kill. So, you know, yeah. Combination of this, I don't know how much this is exactly, about 70,000 damage taken, which is very solid. And then as well, gold earned at 12.4k, very good. Just consistent farming helps a lot with this as well, like getting your pathing down, making sure that you don't drop all your camps. Like, at some point you saw the enemy jungler make this mistake. He was like 80 CS behind or something at some point. He made the mistake of constantly going for ganks with absolutely no CSing in between, and you just see the colossal difference on that one. And then for the runes here, I mean, Aftershock didn't do much damage. It didn't mitigate too much this game. It can be very, very useful in certain, like, especially mid to late game team fights. If you go in to an enemy team and just get the Aftershock proc on something, and you can take a lot of damage with that. That's what really racks up this number. But yeah, Aftershock is pretty much the best one to get at the moment, I think, for ZAC. So it can be useful in other games a little bit more, but in this game specifically, it wasn't that useful. Font of Life, again, comes more down to like the mid to late game team fight stages as well. So it didn't really happen that much this game. But then again, that's like the stage of the game where ZAC does thrive. Do get an extra 3,000 healing from Revitalize, conditioning for some nice resistances. Transcendence for the cooldown refund, which is quite important because this allows you to like, get a W off faster. Like, the main limiting factor for ZAC is obviously his cooldowns. So the more cooldowns you can refund, the better. And then Gathering Storm for additional AP as the game goes on. So you will be able to easily carry games 30-minute plus on this champion. Like, you hit the 30-minute mark on this champion, and, I mean, it's honestly pretty hard to lose at that point with this, because you do so much damage. You're going to just exponentially, like, scale and scale and scale. So, yeah. But that's really it for ZAC. And, well, see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.